Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the dude man in the counter, Duncan, and today we're going to talk about a throwback action movie for sure. It's called Out for Justice, starring Steven Seagal and William Forsythe. It was directed by John Flynn. It came out in 1991, and it's part of Steven Seagal's early movies, the three-word title. So, he had Above the Law, then it was Hard to Kill, Marked for Death, and now Out for Justice. And Out for Justice is one of my favorite earlier ones of his, and Steven Seagal burst onto the scene in 1988, and he was this 6'5" guy, but kind of soft-spoken in a way, and he looked and talked different from anybody else at the time. I mean, he was very unique, and Aikido, was a different martial art, because Van Damme, do classic kicks, and it was very graceful and athletic, whereas Aikido was wrist locks and throws and stuff like that. So he would just grab people, throw them through a table. Next guy would come up and he'd use their own energy against them, like they'd take a bat to him and he'd take the bat from him and then wham, very quick. And nothing had been brought to the screen like that before, so it was really cool. And this movie knows what it is, and Seagal here plays a guy named Gino Felino, and he's a New York City cop. And William Forsythe plays Richie Madano, who kills Gino's partner in the middle of the street in front of everybody. And it was a personal thing, and Gino has to uncover why. And all these characters grew up together, know each other, their families know each other. It was this kind of inner New York area, where they all knew each other. So, there's some interesting dynamics. Like there's the cops, and then you have the mob, and you have, everybody's familiar with one another, and everybody's kind of interconnected in some way. Now, Gino, after his partner is killed, he knew it was kind of personal, and he uncovers why. And he also, because this is personal for him, police procedure kind of goes out the window, and he just kind of uses his badge to, throw his weight around a little bit, because he just wants to get to the bottom of this, and he's not concerned so much with, necessarily arresting him. So a lot of movies back then were made like this. So, that was his thing, it's personal. So this movie has a real New York feel to it, too. Everybody, the way they talk and the way they act and the way they dress, it was very New York, and it was shot there. And Steven Seagal puts on a New York accent, and it was pretty cool to hear him talk like that. And he goes into this bar because Richie's brother owns a pool hall, and he's like, "Where's Richie? Anybody seen Richie?" And he says it in this cool New York accent. It's one of those classic lines from action movie lore. And he does another really innovative thing. This is where I became a fan of these movies, Steven Seagal's early movies. Like, what really caught me was he takes a pool cue ball and puts it in a towel, and he starts using that as a weapon. I'm like, whoa, that is brutal, and they're attacking him, and he's just got this towel with a hard ball, and he's like, whack, and it was pretty cool. And he just starts taking people out, and because they're not talking, and then they try take him on, and it just turns into a really cool bar fight, and he takes on everybody, and he takes them out, and he's like, "Look, anybody seen Richie?" And I can't do it, but that's kind of what, he's like, "Why'd Richie do this?" and all that. And William Forsythe is absolutely awesome in this role. This guy is, he's always been a criminal, and now he's finally snapped, and he's just going for broke. He knows he's going to die that night. He just goes on a rampage, and he doesn't even care. And so it's like this build up to Richie and Gino meeting at the end. It's like it's bound to happen at some point, and it's pretty explosive when they do finally meet. And but this movie was really, really cool, and I just liked how all the characters were kind of interconnected, and there were some strong emotions. And Gino has this odd sense of honor. He's not really a nice guy, but there's certain things and certain lines he won't cross, and he tries to do the right thing in certain ways. So very interesting dynamic, and I say this all the time as part of this channel, they sure don't make them like this anymore. So let me know in the comments what you thought of this movie or some of Seagal's earlier movies, any of that stuff. Let me know. And also, if you like old school action movies, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I am going to review some new movies soon. I'm a James Bond fan, so I will check out No Time to Die when work schedule permits. So I don't know when I'll get to that. And I got a physical media release on the way, so I got a lot of stuff in the pipeline here. So anyway, thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time.